set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me.
Hello, Miami. Thank you so much for watching 305 Sports Now. I am your host, Will, and this is 305 Live. And yes, what a great day to be talking about football, Canes football in particular. And isn't it nice? Isn't it nice to see the potential this team has when it plays a complete game of complementary football? Isn't it nice to take a team that have been on fire in the ACC in your conference, averaging about 33 points per game, knocks off Georgia Tech by scoring a gajillion points? It felt like I just forgot the scores. I'm saying gajillion. And you take them, and they barely even cross into your territory for almost 4 complete quarters. It wasn't until the last 2 minutes of the game that CJ Bailey had a 10-yard touchdown that made it a 41-7 game. But Miami wins yesterday in dominating fashion on Senior Day by a score of 41-7. What a way to send off the seniors. What a way to send off, the season at home. It was a phenomenal showing for your Miami Hurricanes. Man, it was just great. And yes, Brian, hey, Canes family, what a great day to be a Miami Hurricane. I mean, from start to finish, it was just dominance from the start. Passing game looked pretty good. The running game looked pretty good. Girard, Pringle, hello Miami, I'm here. All right, Girard Pringle takes the start, okay? Starts the game for the Canes and wrecks shop, to use an old Run DMC term. Yes, I am dating myself, but I do not care. It was just a great game. And let me tell you, of course, I am going to break down the game for you, all right, as the stat goes. And I just got to say, it was 41-7. This was expected to be a 2-touchdown game. And many of us thought, including myself, that may have been a little too high based upon the fact that CJ Bailey was coming down here and the offense had been kicking. They had probably Josh Jolie was one of the best tight ends in the country. They shut that young man down altogether. And let me just say, from top to bottom, Miami just dominated. Okay, 10 points in the first quarter. Of course, they had the pick 6 from Jacoby Thomas. They had 14-0 in the second. They scored 10 points and pretty much 7 to end it, 41-7. Carson Beck had a very efficient game, guys. 21 of 27, 291 yards passing, just 9 yards away from that 300 mark. Should have had that mark, but I do think that was they were robbed. Malachi Tony was robbed of a touchdown. Should have been 3 touchdowns for Malachi, but he was robbed of a touchdown. But Malachi, speaking of Malachi Tony, okay, 5 catches, 54 yards, 2 touchdowns, a beautiful bomb to JoJo Trader. Looked really nice, about a 42-yard pass. Girard Pringle, 17 carries, 116 yards. Jacoby Thomas, of course, the defensive player of the game, with 2 interceptions, one of them being a pick 6. Okay, Miami, check this out. Look at these numbers, guys. 28 first. You know what? I'm gonna share it with you. All right, I'm gonna share it with you. Okay, I want you guys to see. I'm gonna show you my notes. I want you guys to see what I am looking at, because this is just too good for me not to share. Okay, so check this out. I am very happy, aren't I, tonight? Okay, let me just share this. Let me share my screen. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. Okay, these stats are courtesy of Microsoft Copilot. Yes, I am advertising. Microsoft Copilot is absolutely beast at doing all kinds of things. Okay, 28 first downs for your Miami Hurricanes, only 9 for NC State. I would garner that they got most of those in garbage time. 581 total yards for this offense, 143 for NC State, 367 total passing yards, 120 for NC State, 214 yards rushing for the Canes, 23 for NC State. Hollywood Smothers was absolutely smothered this whole game by our front four. Front four just feasting that game. Justin Scott, Hakeem Mesler, Ruben Bain, Ahmad Moan, all those guys just flat out ate. Yards per play for Miami, 8.3, 2.9 for NC State. Third down efficiency, 3 of 11 for NC State. Miami was at 50%. Miami had that one fumble in which Marty Brown got popped pretty good. And then later on, about 2 plays later, Miami comes back with the pick 6. So no harm, no foul on that one. 2 interceptions as mentioned as well. Time possession, Miami dominated that too. Sorry guys for the quick scroll. 36 minutes, 43 seconds to NC State's 23 for 17. Miami had 8 penalty yards for 75 yards. Much of those came in the second half. I will say 3 of those were BS, to be honest with you. And NC State had 4 penalties for 30 yards. So yeah, and let's see. And of course, the first quarter, we can break that down all together. All right, like I said, keys to the game, Jacoby Thomas just balled out as well. Miami's pass rush was absolutely relentless. Okay, this guy's blitzes, even a couple stunts here and there, but it was just relentless. Basically the game plan was very simple: make CJ very, very uncomfortable. Miami, which is really funny though, because a lot of people complained, about us giving too much cushion to the receivers. I was one of those guys. Heatherman hurt us, man. Heatherman hurt us. It was pretty much a tight game altogether. Let's see some comments over here. It was a complete game. Yes, Brian, you are correct. All right, Aiden Malik says Shannon Dawson should have brought those trick plays earlier. Shannon Dawson, keep it up with the trick plays. Keep it up. We can keep you around. Don't go back to being conservative versus VT or pit. I totally agree, Malik, and I want to say something. I think that there was probably a tough conversation that was had, and I think that's why we're seeing a little bit more looseness to the offense. You know what I wish would have worked, Aiden, was the Wildcat when Malachi Tony faked the jet sweep over to Carson Beck, pretending to run it as if it was like a quarterback draw, and was gonna flick it over to Girard Pringle. Oh, Pringle could have walked in the end zone if that ball would have been accurate. Juan, what's up, brother? Hey, Will, what a game for Miami's defense. Heatherman, Jacoby Thomas, Fitzgerald. Give him some flowers. Oh, absolutely. I'm doing it right now, man. Actually, CJ Billy got picked off twice. There was one play, if you went to the game or you saw it on television, there was one pass that was almost picked off 3 different times. They like bounced off 3 different Canes defensive backs. They made CJ Billy's life a living nightmare. That was pretty much the goal. Take out the running lanes and put pressure, and it worked. It absolutely worked, man. Jacoby Thomas's pick 6 was a thing of beauty. Okay, so yeah, man. That's another thing I also want to talk about. I'll go into what I want to see for the next for the rest of the season, but I want to go over this stat, guys. All right, the run defense. Okay, it was 20 attempts for 23 yards, but I really wanted to show you this. Okay, altogether, I believe. Let me see. I believe it. Okay, so CJ Billy was pressured. It felt like more, to be honest with you, but he was pressured 30% of the time he dropped back. Okay, he only had 30 pass attempts. So approximately between 11 to 12 plays, he was getting someone in his face. He got sacked once. He got hit quite a bit. He was harassed for most of the game. It seemed forced a lot of errant throws as well. A couple drops as well. I think some of the receivers also heard footsteps, but also the throws were not there as well. Armando Blunt, solid game as well. Once again, a key tackle for loss. Jacoby Thomas. I also want to give some flowers as well to Justin Scott. I thought Justin Scott played really well as well. Okay, so I mean, I'm through the roof right now. I'm totally through the roof. Okay, let's see what Malik has to say. Gerald Pringle, Mark Fletcher, and Marty Brown should be your main backs. I don't think he should get carries unless it's a blowout. I think that's exactly. Let me fix my screen. I hate it when I'm so close. I think that's actually going to be the case moving forward. I think that we're going to see Pringle. Don't be surprised if Pringle starts, to be honest with you, against VT. I don't know what Mark Fletcher's status is, so I don't know what will happen, but I think that Pringle is going to get the start. I think that he's the hot hand right now for your Miami Hurricanes. The offense looks completely different when he's on the field. He's a back. People talk about his speed, but he's also a back that's pretty powerful and pretty physical as well. And I'm going to get more into Girard Pringle a bit more later on the second half of this live broadcast as well. But keep it coming. Keep those comments coming because, man, it is great. 41-7. There is no reason why. Miami can't win these next 2 games. With the exception of Pitt. Pitt's a pretty tough and physical team, and it's cold. So I'm putting the cold element as part of the equation. That's why. But Virginia Tech, Miami, it's a noon start. Miami should roll over VT. And Pittsburgh, I mean, we'll see what Pittsburgh shows up. If it's a Pittsburgh that wants to prove they could beat Miami, or if it's going to be the Pittsburgh that played Notre Dame where Coach Narduzzi was like, oh, man, they beat us by 100. We just want the ACC, that kind of deal. So we'll see what happens in that regard. Juan Manuel, well, it looks like Fred Flintstone is no longer running the offense with his feet. The run Pringle is Malachi Tony's version IG, the running backs, all right, as well. Yeah, like I said, man, I am still a believer in Shannon Dawson. I think that in many cases he's been kind of the scapegoat for some of the offensive woes. Before I go to break, I do want to give a bit more of a take on it. I think that, listen, man, reason why I'm kind of a Shannon Dawson apologist is because the fact of the matter is, before Tyler Van Dyke became interception crazy, Miami was a top 20 offense when the year before they were like a top 80 offense with Josh Gaddis. Yeah, that 5 touchdown game, the famous alleged line of end that mother effort. We're gonna end that mother effort that came out of Dawson to Mario, and then we saw when teams schemed better for Tyler Van Dyke, what happened, and we saw a pretty much a pretty much they closed off the playbook a little bit for TVD. Then last year you had Cam Ward. Even though Cam Ward checked out of a lot of plays, that's a comment that Dono made. It was still within Shannon Dawson's system. And also another thing too, from a historical perspective, Dawson's system does work better with a dual threat quarterback. At least it's the evidence I've seen from guys like like Geno Smith, from guys like Cam Ward, okay, as well Clayton Tune as well. So I do think that Shannon Dawson's, I think we'll see more of Shannon Dawson's offense be a bit more successful if let's say Carson Beck was a real dual threat versus that he's more of a traditional pocket passer. Even though Carson can run, all right, he is a guy that can run. Aiden, what does Aiden have to say? Don't take Plan VT on roll. No, man, at all. And thank you, just roll over them. Miami's everybody's Super Bowl. How many games we thought we could win easy end up? Listen, man, if there's ever a lesson for that, is Louisville. All right, Louisville had 3 freaking quarterbacks. Like, they schemed the life. Like I think that Brom had like 5 sleepless nights scheming for our defense. Because the bottom line is that is not the team that played Clemson this past weekend. Okay, no. Okay, no. Louisville should have beaten Clemson, and it was a horrible game all around. Both teams looked very poor in that game. So I mean, I totally agree. I 1000% agree with you, Aiden. You got to treat every team like it's Ohio State, like it's Notre Dame, like it's Texas A&M, like it's Ole Miss, like you're playing the best team in the country and maul them, all right? You have to destroy these teams, okay? I don't want these teams on life support, all right? It's too bad for life support. That's what I want out of our offense this upcoming next 2 games. All right, let's see. Juan Manuel. Malachi Tony has someone to compliment in Pringle. You got that defense have to key on, which takes pressure off of Beck and everyone else. Yeah, I think Pringle's that dude. I said it when I saw him in spring, man. That guy is a dude. That guy is that dude. He is that dude. But I wouldn't sleep on Lyle. I think Lyle's trying to do a little bit too much. So I wouldn't sleep on Lyle. But I do think you ride the hot hand, and Pringle's that dude. I think that you keep giving it to him. Okay, you keep giving it to him as well. So yeah, man. I agree with you. Pringle is a nightmare matchup because now it's not just stacking the gaps. All right, the AB gaps. You got to worry about the outside now because Shannon Dawson's offense, since Pringle has been injected into the offense, they've been running more outside. If you haven't noticed, they're doing more outside runs with Girard Pringle. So in the game, which has made Miami's offense look a lot better, a lot more dominant, and flow much better as well. So again, man, I'm excited. This is what the team should have looked like from game 1 to now. Okay, just keep pushing that pedal down. And go slam on them. That's what I think. See Aiden, let's see what you got. Clemson's still a very talented. No, I agree. But Clemson, it wasn't a good game. All right, still very talented team, record wise. They got enough talent to beat anybody. Dabo's still a top coach. Yeah, no. I understand. Like, look, everybody picked them to go to the AC Championship game this year. That D line was supposed to be dominant. Okay, but it hasn't been the season that they thought it would be. Okay, that's the only thing I will say about that. It hasn't been the season for them. But I'm trying to say is like. But let's be Aiden. That was the team that Louisville played. That was not that's not the way they played us. I mean, let's be honest about that. Juan Manuel, Miami is missing Luka Gilbert 6'7". Man, I'm gonna make you the president of the Luka Gilbert fan club, Juan Manuel. All right, you are president, sponsor, and the whole CEO. That is you, Juan. You are the Luka Gilbert member of the Luka Gilbert fan club. How disappointed would you be if he does move to tackle? That was a rumor. When he was recruited about a year ago. But yeah, I agree, man. 6'7", he's a big dude. He's a talented blocker as well. So I do expect them to get some much more of a run next year altogether. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I love the comments. Keep them coming, guys. Keep them coming. Let me see. Beck with Arroyo. Oh yeah, man. Oh yes. 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 Arroyo was so good. They lined him up in the boundary at one point last season, towards the end of the season. All right, guys. I'll be right back. Okay. I gotta give my love to my sponsor, Fan Outfitters, the official sponsor of 305 305 Sports Now.
Miami. I am proud to announce that Fan Outfitters is the official sponsor of 305 Sports Now. With locations in Pembroke Pines, Davie, and Kendall, you can find the latest gear and accessories for all your favorite South Florida teams. Teams like your Miami Hurricanes, your Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers, Miami Dolphins, Miami Heat, Inter Miami, Miami Marlins, and many, many more. So if you ever find yourself in the Pembroke Pines area, Davie, or Kendall, please stop by Fan Outfitters, the official sponsor of 305 Sports Now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, yes, that is Fan Outfitters, the official sponsor of 305 Sports Now. If you are in the Pembroke Pines, Kendall, or Davie area, please pass by Fan Outfitters and get your Canes gear, Dolphins gear, Inter Miami gear, Heat gear, Panthers gear, etc., etc., etc. Please go to Fan Outfitters, the official sponsor of 305 Sports Now. Juan Manuel, let's see right there. Beck with a Royal would be in the Heisman undefeated right now. Yeah, that's a possibility. Possibility. I think Beck has been his own worst enemy this year. When adversity has hit a couple of occasions, we've seen Beck kind of lose it a little bit and make some mistakes and not lose his composure a little bit. But who knows? Yeah, a Royal is definitely an ace in the hole, per se, as you would have a tight end that can not only block for you in line or in space, but he's also a guy that's very dangerous for anybody to cover. Not just linebackers or safeties, but also even corners will have a nightmare covering Elijah Arroyo as well. I got to give Manny Diaz credit, man. That was a good find by him. I think he found him during the COVID year as well, so it was a little easier to recruit in state because they were limiting visits or not having any visits at all out of the state, so or out of each respective team state. I think something like that was the rule. So I got to give Manny Diaz credit for Elijah Arroyo because that was his recruit, being frank. So anyways, a little bit about what I want to say. As far as this team goes as well. Listen, I agree. Do treat every single team right now like you're playing the top 5 teams of the country. For Miami to continue and finish out the season and give the College Football Playoff Selection Committee, try saying that 5 times, College Football Playoff Selection Committee, something to think about. They have to be dominant. They have to do to everybody, to both Pitt and VT, what they did to NC State. It'll be even more advantageous if they were to do it because it's on the road and the weather might play a role. I'm not expecting, blizzards, but South Florida kids tend to not like the cold weather very much when they play in cold weather. So that is something to think about. So I do think that Miami is going to have to really dial some things up again. The creativity of Shannon Doss has been phenomenal these last couple games, especially when they got it rolling with Syracuse, and then later on this whole week against NC State. NC State is a formidable opponent. Okay, they're no slouch. They could put points up on you if they caught you sleeping. But the bottom line is that Miami was able to do it, and I was very happy to see Miami really kick the tar out of NC State. And I do think they could do it to VT, but that's a whole different atmosphere over there. It's not easy to play there over in Blacksburg. So I do think that Miami should be able to dominate VT. VT has not looked good this year at all. So add your wrinkles. Okay, don't say, oh, it's VT. We could beat them straight up. Just add your wrinkles. Pad those stats. Okay, make sure you get your backups in, early in the game or early in the fourth quarter, and move on to Pittsburgh. That's pretty much what I think. All right, let's see. Juan, dímelo. Okay, so will the team have less penalties, by the way? How is our old friend Manny doing these days? Here he has a multi-million-dollar quarterback. A little shade there by Juan. Yeah, man. When things were going very well, I heard the Manny Diaz comparisons, and although I'm honest, okay, I didn't think that Manny should have been fired when he was at the time, but I saw the big picture. Getting a guy like Mark Cristobal who has done it, won a couple conference championships, recruits at a high level as well. And I'm sorry to be honest with you, I know people have been disappointed at times with Cristobal and the way this team is run on the field and with game time decisions, but I don't want to go back to the Manny Diaz years. I don't want to go back to like running backs running for 700 yards on us. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so we're in a position right now to have another 10-win season and also go to the college football playoffs and possibly hopefully win our bowl game. All right, let's see. Pittsburgh, that game pro going to be cold. Nobody factoring that in. And weather can decide games and Pitt's games are pro cold all year. So Pitt has advantage, but their Miami has talent-wise is better. Yeah, no, I agree. But like I said, the cold weather will play a factor. Hopefully, it's not snowing. It's after Thanksgiving weekend, and we might see some snow and stuff like that. It could be, it could not be. But the bottom line is, though, I do think that the weather could play a role. Okay, and so on. But again, just play your game, add your wrinkles, make that defensive line work, and I think you can be successful against Pitt. You definitely have more talent. Malachi Tony is going to be the most talented guy on the football field, and you have to count for him, not just now, just in receiving the ball, but in running the football, and also a possible quarterback option to throw the ball to an open receiver. All right, Juan Manuel, very active. Thank you, sir. Well, tell us what you like to see more on offense and defense going forward. I'll be honest with you. If they do what they did Saturday, I'm fine. I think that they pretty much. One of my things, as a guy who likes offense, is use every part of the field. Okay, don't just limit yourself in the field. Use every part of the field. It's kind of like a martial arts trait. Is that use every aspect you can to win a fight. If you have to headbutt. If you go to the ground, know what to do on the ground and stuff like that. So it's kind of the same in football, in my opinion. Use every aspect of the field. You're on offense. The defense has to guess what you're doing. So make them have to guess what you're doing by making sure they have to account for every part of the field. So that's what I would like to see, and that's what we did in the last couple games. Okay, in Syracuse, with the Pringle factor, we had outside runs and we scored, and with Pringle again, we had some outside runs, also some inside runs between the tackles. It's actually funny because there were some outside runs that bounced inside, and Pringle was able to find the hole. The thing about Girard Pringle is that Girard Pringle has, for being a true freshman, Girard Pringle's field vision and the ability to see a hole opening up before it fully opens is unbelievable. It's an instinct you can't teach. And on top of that, he has good balance, speed, and he has some power as well. So when until that kid matures physically a little bit more, he's going to be a nightmare for defenses. I mean, an absolute nightmare for defenses altogether. That's your star running back for the future. So I just want to let everybody know that as well. So as of right now, I like what I'm seeing, and I hope we continue it. I hope we don't go slow against both BT and Pitt. If you want to figure yourself out a little bit, figure yourself out by making sure that you start fast. Okay. I would actually start with tempo right away. Get that quick score in and put BT on his heels early, and Pitt as well. Put them on their heels early, and then later on you can do some clock game management if you're blowing them out. On defense, one of my biggest problems early on in the season was that I felt that we didn't play enough press coverage, and that has been a totally different ball game since they've infused Ethan O'Connor after the OJ Frederic injury, and I've also seen Xavier Lucas play closer to the line of scrimmage as well. I think they're trusting our corners more to be able to maintain coverage and maintain their boundaries. So we've seen a lot. So basically, I like what I'm seeing on both sides of the ball. And I'll be honest with you. I think what killed us in the Louisville game was the fact we played way too off man against Louisville, and Chris Bell pretty much annihilated us for that reason. Let's see. Juan, Will, I'm concerned. Are we healthy enough? CJ Daniels, possibly OJ Frederic. The wonderful thing about this team is that there's depth within the team. Joshua Moore killed it yesterday. I think Joshua Moore is a matchup nightmare for any corner based upon his speed, height, and catching ability and willingness to fight for a jump ball. That is something that we need. And some of the interceptions thrown against Louisville was Carson Beck trying to do jump ball situations with a guy like CJ Daniels that didn't have a significant height advantage over the guy covering him. Joshua Moore is a height mismatch for anybody. Okay, so that's what I think. All right, so let's see. Aiden Malik. I want Shen Dawson to empty the clip. Every trick play Miami got so far. If we struggling, we got a trick play. So yeah, bro, I agree. Yeah, man, open that playbook up. Listen, one thing I would change is again, it worked. I'm not a big fan of tight formations, to be honest with you. I like spreading guys out. I would like to still see us continue to play more spread out. I'm not a big fan of the tight formations, but it worked yesterday. And again, when you have a back like Pringle that's a bit more unpredictable, he's not just going to run inside. He could bounce it outside. That keeps the linebackers a bit more on their toes where they didn't know that I'm going to hit the gap and that's it. Okay? Wait a minute. My show's being invaded. No, my show's being invaded. No, my show's being invaded. Come on, Finn Sammy. Come on, Finn. Come on, Finn. What's up, buddy? I can't hear you. Turn on your microphone. No. You've invaded my show. Now we're gonna talk.
No, it's just funny. I just got into the wrong lobby. I'm so sorry about that.
Okay. It's okay. It's okay. This is why live is awesome. Okay, because it's unpredictable, man. It is
Yes.
unpredictable. All right,
I'm
ladies.
just doing stuff over here, and I'm like, okay, oh crap, I got into the wrong lobby. I'm out of here.
Guys, if you're not following Finn Sam, man, you gotta check out Finn Sam. Even subscribe to his show. Okay, it is Finn's TV. It is awesome. If you like,
Thank you. Too
if
funny.
you like,
I'm
if
sorry.
you like, nah, man, you're good, man. If you like Finn's coverage and so on, if you like hearing about the Miami Dolphins, man, please subscribe. Listen, are you gonna be on tonight? Is that what it is?
I did, yeah. We're having the post game show at 8:30. I thought it was early. I'm like, weird. You know,
Oh, okay.
I just got
So,
in. So.
so I'm holding you hostage right now. Is that what it is?
Oh, sure. I will do your company for a while. Sure. What are we talking about? Let's bring it.
I'm doing Kane stuff, man. I'm doing the Canes. I'm doing last night's game, dude.
Actually, I saw the game for this Saturday. I
Okay.
thought they, I think they play very well. They got a nice win. The problem is that when you don't control your own destiny, that's the problem.
It's a problem.
It is. They have to win. They have to win out. Notre Dame right now is the same quandary that they have to win out too. So, and the national media is usually not the best with Miami. So
no, they're not. But the national media loves Notre Dame, though. That's the thing. That's the
absolutely.
problem. So yeah, Notre Dame can't afford a third
do.
loss. But I mean, the fact that Notre Dame is ahead of Miami and Miami beat the crap out of them, technically
To be
speaking,
fair, yes.
in the first game is unbelievable. And also like Texas lost to Florida like badly, and they're also ahead of Miami as well. So that's driving a lot of us crazy, But that's why you can never leave it up to committees or referees.
Yes, which was the Texas game they lost to the Texas game they lost the SMU game that was
that was bad.
That if they would have won that game, this conversation would be mute because they will win for sure. But of course, not winning the ACC again, that hurts a lot because this is the year that they should have won the division. They run away with the division.
But let me tell you something, brother. I would rather miss that one and go to. I'll let you guys. I know you're doing your show right now, but I would rather miss that one. I would rather miss that one than miss the playoffs. Because if you lose the AC championship, you get knocked out of the playoffs. But at least in the playoffs, you can go for a run. You can go for a run and stuff like that, and you never know what happens. And I'd rather have a national championship than an ACC title, to be honest with you.
Absolutely.
So I'd rather do that. So I mean, that's where we are.
This is what's crazy about the playoff, that any team can get hot at the right time.
Exactly.
And it's college football is just unpredictable. Last year for sure, you see that who would have thought Notre Dame getting to the championship game. And,
I know. After losing to Northern Illinois.
This is just crazy. So you just gotta get hot at the right time. So good. Kudos on the show. I'll
let you out, man.
No, every time you want me to be here with you, it's great. We're hopeful you have you from Fizz TV back again during the season. So
of course, brother, anytime, man. Yeah, I'll hit you up when I do a Dolphin broadcast. If we do something together, okay?
Okay, brother. Talk to you later.
Okay, bye. Hold on. Let me fix my screen. Yeah, where is it? There we go. Yeah, man. So that was Sammy from Fins TV. He got on. We kind of share a studio here and stuff like that. So he hopped on my show, but that's okay, man. I love the avant-garde stuff going on here. All right, so let me get to some of these. Yep. I'm not sure he listens to me, but I'm glad he did it this time around. Okay, Aiden. All right. OJ's kind of a weakness on defense when he's on the field. We play top receiver, and OJ gets exposed. Without him, teams can really pick on him. Well, I mean, I guess he got roughed up a little bit last year against Syracuse, but the secondary hasn't been bad. All in all, he's starting for a reason. So that's at least that's what I think. But I think Ethan. But to be fair, to your point, Malik, I think Ethan is the more aggressive corner, and he has, I think, more range. So I think that's why I like that pairing better with Lucas on the other side. All right, let's see. I have to admit, Will, seeing Texas A&M and Jeff Brown Louisville team is not only Miami dealing with consistency and winning every week. Yeah. Texas A&M looked really good when they came back against South Carolina. That I will say. Their defense woke up, and their offense woke up as well. Hey, yo, what's up, brother? Hey, thank you so much for supporting, man. Miami Mayhem, part of the Miami Flow show, right? The Miami Flow. So please subscribe and check out. That is some awesome and well-connected Canes content creators as well. So please check out Ants and my Mayhem show, okay, as well. All right, so I kind of lost my train of thought a little bit until Finn Sammy came on. Feel free to remind me what I was talking about before he started. But anyways, But I did want to go over a few things. I know we talked about Girard Pringle and so on. So what I really wanted to say, and I'm also going to address my Lenore Stellar's comments as well. Now that he had his game against Texas A&M and the fan base on my last episode has been pretty divided, but also been pretty opinionated about him, and I'll get to that in a minute. But as far as it goes, man, again, all right, I agree with a lot of the comment section. It's been a lot of fun talking to you guys, but I do agree that we need to continue the way we've been playing. Start fast. Trickeration is good, and I think from now on, Pringle should start. I think Pringle should start, and when you want to wear teams down, that's when you bring in your Fletchers, and you bring in your Marty Browns, okay, and a rotation. I think though it should be Pringle, Fletcher, Brown. I think that should be the new rotation. It's Pringle, Fletcher, Brown. Okay, Will is looking like the last place in CFP will be between Alabama, Notre Dame, and Miami. Our saving grace maybe we beat Notre Dame, and FSU did beat Alabama. Yeah, man. Now the committee might say that Alabama got caught off guard, and they didn't expect the Gus Malzone factor, and they got caught off guard and they got punched in the mouth like that. But I do agree with you. That's why you got to control your own destiny. I completely agree with Finn Sammy on that one. Let's see. All right, so yeah, just do what you need to do. Okay, I think Girard Pringle should get the start. Girard Pringle is a good spark on offense. He gives you more diversity in as far as your running back goes because he can run for power. He's got some power. He's not as powerful as Fletcher or Brown. I think that's going to come with age, but he's got some power. His speed is really good off the charts. He's good on pass protection. I think it's probably one of the main reasons why he didn't start or get some run early on. The pass protection has gotten better. He can sneak out, and he's difficult on one-on-one matchups, with a linebacker. So I do think Pringle should get the start. He gives defensive coordinators a nightmare and something more to think about throughout the process. And that should be it. And of course, you have Fletcher, and you would have Marty Brown to be your pounders when you want to wear down defenses and just end the game right then and there. Juan Manuel, that's your comment. Will, is trickstration an actual word in the dictionary? No. Okay. Trickeration is not a word in the dictionary. Let's see. Pringle is again. Yeah, I totally agree. Okay, I totally agree. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so I want to cover a little bit. So I already gave my take. All right, so just keep doing what you're doing. Do not stop doing what you're doing, as well, and keep in mind that it is going to be cold. That's where you may want to lean on your running game a little bit more. So I think some creativity in the running game against Pitt in particular will be good for you because it's not easy to tackle in cold weather. Tackle in cold weather, and who knows if the ball is going to be hard and much more difficult to grab and catch and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, I don't know how the weather's going to be in Pitt when Miami goes over there, so that could be a factor. Another thing I want to go over is a little bit, and that's it. That's it. Just do what you're doing, man. Just do what you're doing. Keep it up. Keep playing press. Keep pressuring the quarterback like you've been doing. Be careful because these are mobile quarterbacks, but I think Miami's front four has been very disciplined in the running lanes, mid-season moving forward, especially after the SMU game. I think that kind of got Miami a bit more focused in terms of running lanes to stop quarterbacks that can kind of move with their feet, because Ricky Collins could run and they shut him down. CJ Bailey could run, they shut him down as well. So I expect a couple things to be the same. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be cold. It's not gonna be as cold in VT this Saturday, but it's gonna be freezing in Pitt. And I'm kind of glad the game's at 12 versus at 7 o'clock. I think that would have been a lot worse. All right, I don't know what time the Pitt game's gonna be. Okay, but we'll find out soon. But yeah, it's a noon start. It's still cold, but it's not gonna be frigid. The worst time would be the 3:30 game. Well, not the worst time. The worst time would be the 7 o'clock game. But the thing with the 3:30 game, Juan, is that it goes into 5 and 6, and then that's when you get the temperatures will start to drop a bit because the sun starts to go down and stuff like that. So it'll get really cold then. So I like the noon start because the noon start is still cold, but it could be technically warmer as the day progresses a bit. So you might have a little wiggle room, and your body might get used to a little quicker as far as like ending at 3:30 versus ending at 7:30, or having to play all the way to like 10 o'clock at night. If it would have been a 7 o'clock start. Hopefully they don't change it, but I don't think they will. Virginia Tech kind of bad this year, so I don't think they will do anything to change things. Okay, before I go, I wanted to speak a little bit about my last episode, and I really like the fact that many of you are engaged as far as the conversation goes regarding Lenore Sellers and the whole rumor about him possibly in the transfer portal. I'm going to let you know something. Mario tries to play as much as the rules as possible. So I'm going to go on record and saying that we're not tampering. We're not talking to Lenore on the side. I really doubt that would happen. This program gets a lot of scrutiny with the college football committee. So I don't think that we want to be put on probation. So that's something that I just want to let off the air. That the rumors have started from outside people who cover college cover football from the outside, meaning that they cover the NFL more than anything. That I believe it came out of Todd McShay, and the rumor has ran that possibly because of Lenore Sellers not having a very good year comparable to last season, that he may want to dip his toe in the transfer portal and try to go to a school where he can improve his draft stock. And of course, because Cam Ward went from a third round pick, projected third, fourth round pick, and day 2 picks, the number 1 pick in the draft, they kind of see the possibility of a Lenore Sellers Miami Hurricanes pairing. And I can understand that. And again, I'm also going to say that since we are where we are right now, as far as having a better chance of making the college football playoffs and actually going to the ACC championship game, I'm of the type. I just think that and I'm a Canes fan, and I know all of you are, regardless of where you stand. I just think that if you can find a quarterback that is a sure thing, that is going to be, your next Heisman Trophy like candidate, that's going to be a statistical nightmare for teams, to defensive coordinators to have to plan for, like that kind of a guy. If you can bring him in with the talent at receiver that you have this season, of course, can also use his legs if he needs to extend plays. I say go for it, because we are, as a fan base, myself included, we are starving for an undefeated season. Okay, and we're starving for success. Okay, this is a team. A second. Sorry about that. Let's see. Before I get me to what Juan has to say. Win out. We play the championship game pending Pitt beating Georgia Tech. I'm not sure I like Sellers. Okay. Yeah. So I will say this. I personally think that under Dawson's system, I think Sellers would probably play better. The ACC schedule is not as difficult, I'm sorry, as the SEC schedule is. He won't see the defenses that he sees in the SEC. So I do think that Sellers will have, I'm not saying he's going to be Cam Ward, but I do think because of his dual threat capabilities, I do think Sellers has a better chance of re-upping his draft stock with Miami than if he was to go to another SEC school, or even decide, you know what, the heck with it, I'm gonna stay in South Carolina, or I think he's like a redshirt sophomore last I checked, or going to the NFL. That's what I think it is, because from what I understand, he's still projected to be a first round pick, but it's not going to be a top 10. His draft stock is dropping, so that's where I think it is. Lenore Sellers, reputation wise, is considered a worker. He's considered a good teammate. And I do think that with the talent we have at receiver, I do think he can make the best of what he has. Is he going to be Cam Ward? No. Okay. No, he's not going to be Cam Ward. But I don't think that he would make the same mistakes Beck made this year by throwing the double coverage. I do think he'll take the check down. I do think that he'll also scramble for more yards, get his first downs with his legs, right, as well. He's also very big and physical. That's another factor too. So he's like they've compared him to Cam Newton. I've compared him to Lamar Jackson based upon, his ability to scramble as well. Let's see. That Cal Maryland quarterback is a better option with Loxley package. Let's see. Dawson can explore better career options elsewhere. The moment, yeah, I agree. Let's see. Chris Gons, what's up, buddy? Go Canes, well, best team complete performance last season. Let's BBT in Pittsburgh. Yep, absolutely, totally agree. So that's what I'm saying. But the rumor has been Lenore Sellers. Again, that's not coming out of. Okay, we all like Girard Pringle. That's not coming out of. That's not coming out of Miami's camp. That's not coming out of Josh Pate. That's not coming out of the dude from On 3, whose name I forget. JD Pickle. That's not coming out of them. It's coming out of NFL. People cover the NFL. Okay, that's coming out of there. Again, like I mentioned in my show, Sellers' father said early on in the season they weren't going anywhere. But again, money talks, as I also said, and you want to improve your draft stock. By the way, he doesn't have to come here either. He can go somewhere else. I mean, they're just saying that. Okay. Sellers and Harbor. Harbor, hell yeah. That guy is like 6'5" with speed. I would take him in a heartbeat. Okay, I will take him in a heartbeat. Okay. I will take that young man in a heartbeat. I wouldn't even hesitate. Okay, at all. Him and Josh Moore on the other side. And then Malachi Tony in as a slot receiver. And possibly if you run a 4 wide, you could put Van Spafford there as well. Oof. No. It's a crime. It's a crime. Sorry, guys. All right. Sellers was Harbor. Yes, I totally agree. And I like Girard Pringle. Okay, I think I said that already, right, as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank all of you for participating tonight. It has been, yeah, it says not fair, man. It's a crime. It's a total crime. All right, to have those two, 6'4.5", 6'4" on the other side, both have track speed. Okay, so yes, that would be insane. Okay, that would be insane. But if I was being honest, I don't think Sellers is coming here. I think that's something that the NFL guys think is going to happen. Tom McShay's not a sensationalist, so I don't think that he's doing it just because he's doing it. I think he's trying to make a comparison that he thinks that if he doesn't go into the NFL, Miami would be a good option for him altogether. But I will say this though, guys, if you can't get your home run quarterback in the portal, all right, you roll with Luke Nickel. Okay, I'm sorry. I think that Emory Williams has hit a ceiling. That's just my opinion. Okay, I hope I'm wrong, but I think that the next man up is for next season will be Luke Nickel, if that's the case. But if you can't get your home run guy, if you can get, your sure thing, you can't. Because Ward, at least, Ward had fumble issues. I mean, he got hit a lot because the line was terrible. But the guy was tearing it up. Okay, the guy was tearing it up. So I'm not I wasn't surprised that he balled out. I didn't think he was gonna ball out like that, but I wasn't surprised he balled out. All right, thank you, Chris. Appreciate it. And thank you, Juan. Yes, guys, please hit that like, share, and subscribe button, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for keeping the show going. Thank you so much for all the participation. That chat was on fire tonight. And ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Do not forget, again, like, share, and subscribe. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful evening. God bless, guys. Go Canes. All about the U. Bye-bye.